Welcome back. Welcome back to Shared Spaces, everybody. Happy Monday. I know that's Mondays. But tonight we have some really special guests, some local artists from Baltimore that we're going to meet, introduce, and they're going to let us know what's going on in their world. Real quick, a shout out to BlackUSA.news. We got shows every night at 7 p.m. every day. Donnie Glover's on at 10 a.m. We got a 10:15 Saturday morning show, The Blackout, and we have a 6 p.m. Sunday show. So you guys tune in to some of our other broadcasts. We got some different stuff going on. That said, Quida with Baltimore Homes, we have any announcements for the community?
Yes, we always have announcements for the community. So, we are often in West Baltimore doing community cleanup at 1200 Fremont Street, Fremont Ave. And that's on Saturdays, and also on Saturdays, 2555 Harford Road. We do food distribution tomorrow at 3000 Hillen Road, and also Fridays at 3000 Hillen Road. And that is at 1:00. 3000 Hillen Road at 1:00. And also I have some announcements from Osiah about his National Youth Apprenticeship orientation. And that's every Tuesday, 6 to 7. And you can sign up on Eventbrite. Search youth jobs or same day hire. You'll be able to find that. And that's a free apprenticeship workshop every Tuesday, 6 to 7. Also on Tuesdays, Financially Lit, Secure the Bag through Hometown Lending, one of our great partners. And let's get into these great artists in Baltimore, y'all. So what y'all got going on? Hello.
I guess we can start at the top of the screen. Rebel, if you can introduce yourself, where you're from, what you do, what's going on.
Hi, my name is Tammy, a Rebel. It's my new adopted artist name. I'm in my art studio right now. Hit the lights for you guys. I've been painting for like 3 years. I'm from East Baltimore, and I just do it as a hobby. But it's a lot of growth that's taking place with it. I don't know if you can see this wall here. And then I have this wall. It's just, this is my whole world of creation. I come in here to create and think. Sometimes just to sleep up here to get away from everyone. It's above my whole house, so that's what I do.
All right, so I just wanted to comment that me and my son stopped by our house a couple weeks ago when we met. Actually, maybe a couple months ago now. But she had some really fun art, some like little Nintendo stuff that she was experimenting with, and some other like really really fun vibes that kind of began a relationship and a conversation. So appreciate you, Rebel.
Thank you.
Miss Patrice, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I actually just had an art show October the 16th, so I really don't have much to show you guys because my art is still hanging down at Skyloft. They have a gallery there. So if anybody wants to go check my art out, it's down at Skylofts in Highlandtown. It was my first art show ever.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a much bigger success than I thought it was going to be, honestly. Because once we put ourselves on canvas, we're like, are people going to like it? So it's actually, I've been painting for a long time. It's been my release, my stress reliever. And then my husband's like, our living room is full. What you going to do with all this stuff? So I was like, all right, let's go for it. Let's have an art show. And then from that, 1896 came about. That's my art. That's my company. So it's like I do art, I refurbish furniture, like whatever I feel like I can put my hands on and put my creativity in. That's what I'm going to do. For the past couple of years, while getting my cosmetology license, I was also going to school. So I was like praying for purpose. And I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing, God? Where you got me at? What's going on? Right. And then COVID hit. Just painting. Yeah. And while praying for purpose, my purpose was painting. And from that came 1896.
Congratulations.
Nice. Thank you.
I'm holding the phone. I will be clapping for you.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
I got to figure this laptop out one day next time.
And really,
That's
really,
great.
yeah, congratulations for finding your purpose and stepping out and discovering like it's scary, but it's not, right? That's
Right.
beautiful.
Thank you.
So rags, I will tell you, I was this is my first time eating rags through someone we both know, Miss Jackie Cummings. She organized a Black Wall Street event a couple weeks ago. Very much invested and stakeholder in the community. She supports a lot of people, and so. What can I say? She sent me rags, and another gentleman should be on a little bit later. Aces, hopefully. I was introduced to you guys as tattoo artists. But that notwithstanding, because I know tattoo artists have a ton of different media they experiment on. So I guess tell us about yourself, brother.
So my real name is Michael Ragland. I went to Morgan State University, graduated in 2007.
Go Bears! Happy homecoming!
Right, happy homecoming.
So I studied. I have a degree in graphic design and advertising. And while taking graphic design classes, fell in love with painting. I was like, I don't want to paint. And picked it up, and before I knew it, I really fell in love with it. And then after school, like after college, I started tattooing, and painting just became like a real stress reliever. So I've been blessed. I did a few shows in Art Basel down in Miami. I had my first show, I want to say, in 2015, and I've been a part of a few other shows throughout the years. But COVID and my tattoo schedule had just been so crazy that COVID actually slowed me down and allowed me to get back into art. So I'm getting ready. I'm gearing up to getting back into oil painting, and hopefully by the end of next year I'll have a show put together. So you're willing.
Excellent. So I'm loving the group that came together tonight, man. We have we have a hobby artist who's coming into her own. We have a young woman who just stepped out, and then we got you're a little bit of a vet, man, right? You were doing it 2015, so like. Man, like if you guys have questions for him or if you have advice, like what's going on, what can you tell him? Go ahead.
So I have a tattoo gun.
Machine, tattoo machine.
A couple, yes.
Done.
I have a few tattoo machines. Do you have like a channel or anything?
I don't. Me and my business partner, he's actually finishing up tattooing now. We are getting ready to work on the channel and work on the what's name. But if you want to learn or if I could be a service to you, I'll give you my phone number, and then you can come past the shop and whatever I can teach you, I can teach you.
Yeah, that sounds good. I just got a new tat on my wrist.
Okay. It's not in camera. I think yeah, there we go. Okay.
Oh,
it's the emoji.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, a little emoji crying.
Yeah. That's dope.
It's the emoji. So I went to a tattoo convention, and my friend just believes in my artwork so much. I always get compliments on my handwriting when I'm not trying to, even when I'm just scribbling. So he liked my hand, So he brought me that as a gift, and I'm willing to try and learn it. Get some techniques.
It has afforded me a lot of beautiful things, like to travel, help my dad, who's in cancer remission for I want to say 7 years now. But during that process, I think he's had over 27 surgeries, so I was able to be there for all of them. So tattooing is really like I think saved my life and maybe saved his, outside of medicine, but just being able to be there, it's definitely done wonders for me. So,
right. So Max, do you have a tattoo parlor that you can plug right now that people could come to, or how would people see your work?
So it's a private studio. You can go on my Instagram page at Ragsman, RAGGSMAN. And the booking information is there, and also my phone number is there as well. So you can go to the website, or you can call or text.
Good.
And so, Patrice, if people wanted to go by the Skyloft and see your work, would they be able to purchase it there? Like, how would they be able to purchase it?
Yes, ma'am. They can, actually, the owner, Eric, down at Skyloft, he has all the information in order to get in contact with me if somebody's interested, or you guys can hit me up on Instagram at _1896. All my contact information is on there.
And Rebel.
I'll see you.
Would you say? Sorry, say that again, Chap.
What was the address again?
_1896.
underscore 1896.
And it looks like it will be the number 1, the number 8, 90 is written out, and 6
Yeah.
is the numeral, right?
Yes. No. 6 is also the number. You see it?
Yeah.
Am I frank? There we go.
Okay, that's perfect.
And is it right on the screen?
Yep, that's it.
Perfect. Okay, and so Rebel, if someone wanted to see your work, there we go. Just underscore Tammy 83. If somebody wanted to support you and get your work, right?
Yes. I will add some work to my page. Isn't any number, but I will. Yeah.
Right. So one of the things I was going to say is if you all have Instagram pages, you know, Instagram now has that shop situation where you can set up a shop so that people can buy your work like asaptitiously. Like as soon as something is released, y'all can buy it. Go ahead and pay that little reserve fee. Okay.
Yes.
I have a website, but it's under construction. It needs some help. But
listen, does it take payment?
It does.
That's all that matters. That's where we need to start. And it looks like we have someone else that has joined us.
Ace, your mic muted. Your mic is muted.
No, I muted him. How you doing?
Oh, okay, all right. No, you good now.
We got you. Did you want to go ahead and Rag? Do you want to introduce Ace, or Ace, would you like to introduce yourself? Go ahead, Rag.
So Ace is my business partner. I've been on Ace for, I think I've been tattooing 11 years or 10 years. I've been knowing him about 10 years, as long as I've been tattooing. And
getting a lot of stuff.
I mean, if you want, you can just jump on this. He's become family for real. So I don't think I've been in the business this long if it wasn't for Ace. He's kept me. He's sharpened my pen, and hopefully I've sharpened his. I've learned a lot from. I believe I'm older than him, but I learned a lot from him. His energy is amazing. He's one of my favorite people. Ace Bug, everybody. I don't know where he's went.
He coming up?
I think he's gonna jump on here.
Okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense. And we all know that age ain't nothing but a number, because the way life happens, experience is experience, and that means something. So, yeah, to understand that who's older or younger, we know it doesn't matter. But that's really great. That's really great. What were you going to say, Chap? Oh, no. Okay. Go ahead. So, Rags, no, I'm sorry, Ace, tell us a little bit about what you've had going on and how you started as a tattoo artist.
Well, he kind of laid the background for the tattoo industry. We've been doing this for at least, I know it's been over a decade now. I went to Baltimore School for the Arts as far as my artist background. Pretty much been drawing my whole life, and I needed another way to pretty much monetize my artwork. And I think this was probably before like paintings and being an artist became so popular. Because about 10 years ago, it was way harder to sell a paint on a canvas than it is today.
Mm-hmm.
I think like today
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like even in Baltimore, to your point, like there's several new arts districts that have popped up. Micah is supporting more Black artists. There's a new Black arts district. So to your point, artists that a little bit easier, or marketing. I'll say marketing is easier. I don't know how much easier artists have it, but marketing is a little bit easier with that kind of support.
I think Instagram has definitely made it easy.
Yeah, social media definitely helped a lot.
Right. Okay.
Well, I know a lot of people in the community, maybe after people have slowed down a little bit, disconnected with COVID, maybe that's part of it. But I have noticed, I'm 43 years Baltimore, and people are more supportive of the arts. Musicians tend not to get a lot of love in Baltimore, and we've talked about that before on the show, where they get paid triple just to travel to DC, or, same with artists. I think that there's a new awareness or new appreciation of people expressing themselves. as far as like the community recognizing that and recognizing its value. And I think some of it has to do with some of the trauma everyone's going through, and then you see something that triggers you, and you're like, man, you be feeling something because of the trauma you've experienced, whether it's just regular Baltimore trauma or complicated by COVID. I know even for myself as just a community member, not necessarily a connoisseur of art by any means, but people are putting their stuff out there now, and I'm seeing stuff, and I'm like, wow. Seeing a 12-year-old girl wow me with her drawings. I've seen just all different people from all different cultures just expressing themselves, and I've just seen stuff that's hit me. And yeah, if I've got if the price tag is right on there and I got it in my pocket, man, it's yours because you've moved me, or I've connected with your art for whatever reason. And there's some people that, bro, I've seen stuff that's like, I love it, and somebody wants like $450, and I'm like, man, I wish I had it, but not everybody out here has it like that, right? So right. For me, from where I'm coming from, when I can support, I can. But I've noticed just a pickup in people, just to repeat myself again, is that there's a lot more appreciation out there, and I see a lot more people putting their stuff out there. There's just more activity around it.
So I have a question. Chap mentioned that someone might be selling their art for $450. Like, do you all have a hard time pricing your work after being in the game a decade? And then Patrice, the same question to you as a beginner. Do you, or not a beginner, but just now selling your art publicly, right? Because you've been painting for years. Mm-hmm. But now that you're selling your art publicly, did you all have to grapple with what you were going to charge, or how does that work? I'm gonna start with Rags and Ace.
Good.
So when I first started, when I was coming out of school, it was kind of rough because you have an emotional attachment to some pieces, and then the business part of it, which sometimes can just be tedious. So my professors would tell me, okay, if you sell it, can you make 2 or 3 more of those? So it's kind of the hustler mentality. If I sell one, can I make, how many more can I make? Can I buy paint? What kind of paint am I using? And I think a lot of people who are just fans of art or don't really understand art yet, they don't know the value of some of the things that go into it. So they don't know that a tube of paint could be $99. They don't know that gesso might, the best gesso might cost more. This canvas, they don't understand the nuances of what it takes to make it. So I think sometimes they don't know the value of what goes into it. So I think for any artist, once you're starting out, like, you gotta be able to, make more of it. So if you can't sell enough to make more, then you need to figure out what you can do to maximize your profit. So that was really tough when I first started out. Now, not so much, is because of lately I've just been doing it for myself, and if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, but because of something that Chap said, a piece might be $450, but now I don't really sell originals. I kind of save the originals for my family and my friends, and I'll sell prints, or if I do a show like Art Basel and someone wants to buy that piece will just be marked up more than the original will be marked up. And then I can always sell the prints at a value that may work for the consumer. But I think your price just has to be a price. You know what I mean? And that's just for me. I know starting out, but I would say believe in yourselves. Don't because once you put yourself in this business, if you say, okay, I'm selling originals at this size, just say if you're doing 16 by 20 and you sell it for $200, then you kind of like write yourself in that box that people automatically will assume that all your paintings will be $200. So what I would say is,
I wanted to comment on that real quick. Is that you guys? I'm sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to comment on that. It's so important that your time, not just your time, is valuable, and obviously the material, but your craft, like your skill set is unique to you. Your style is unique to you, and all that has value. And I think a lot of us, when we get started with stuff, or we're unsure where to begin, that's why I'm glad you're sharing this information, is because many of us sell ourselves short, man. Like if I was to ask you right now, if I wanted to give you a job and I said, Rags, how much you think you're worth, man? I hope that you would say I'm worth $1 million an hour. Like you can't afford me, So let's
Yeah.
work with what you got. You know what I'm saying? And that
Right.
should be the mentality. Like you guys, every single one of you on here tonight are unique and beyond your time and material. Your skills and your style of expression is unique, and so don't sell yourself short for real. But
No,
and I'm sorry to interrupt, man. Continue.
no, you're
It's
fine.
valuable. It needs to be said out loud. You know.
And just to piggyback off that, I think my suggestion would be save your originals, right? If it's something that you like, you kind of gotta like create your own market. So what I would say is if you're painting something and you like, all right, well, this is where I want to be, you gotta kind of like think that you already there. So if you want to sell paintings for $10,000, then you need to be pricing them at $10,000. And when someone comes and asks, well, why I gotta pay $10,000, you break it down to them. This paint is this much. This is this much. I studied for this long, or it took me 3 years to be able to paint this stick figure this way. One of the most famous black artists who was rich while he was alive is Basquiat. I'm sure many of you have seen him, seen his work. He's a trained artist. Sometimes it looks like a 5-year-old kid did it, but that's what Coca-Cola and art world paid him millions of dollars while he was alive for those paintings. So
Awesome.
I don't care how real a painting looks or how because even when a painting is like these lips behind me, I'm just telling a great lie. You know what I'm saying? I think what Basquiat did, why he got paid so much, is because he told a truth that many people couldn't tap into. So it's the creative thing that you see, and it's like, oh, that's in my head, and it looks right. And I think we get caught up in, I got to tell the most beautiful lie. So if I paint lips and teeth that look just like lips and teeth, it's just a beautiful lie. So I don't care what the artworks looks like. If you believe in it, put yourself in that bracket with those guys. Because if you continue to sell work at $200 or $10 or $50, you could be selling prints for that and keep the original for your family and your friends. You know what I mean? Because sometimes for all of us, it's not going to be while we alive. It might be post, after our death that somebody might discover it and be like, oh, this person was a genius. And now your family doesn't have anything that they can, profit off of after your death.
I think that was a gem right there. Yes. That last little nugget about get the wealth after death. Yeah. Your family to benefit from that. Did y'all taking notes? Oh, all right. Okay.
And right now is like perfect because we got social media. Like now you can hop on your phone and contact anybody. So one of my favorite artists, his name is Rob Peterson, and I love his story because he tells, he was homeless at one point, and he was like, I think he was going to FIT, and I think he had hurt his hip or something, and like a work injury. And the first time he was like able to get out of bed, he was like, all right, I'm gonna paint this picture, and I'll paint another one, but only if a celebrity buys it. Somebody retweeted it. Carlos Boozer wound up buying the paint. Now he's an amazing artist, right? I'm talking about flawless hand, amazing work, right? So I think Carlos Boozer buys the painting, and then because Carlos Boozer buys the painting, now NBA celebrities, all it takes is one. So with this little box we got here, you can reach anybody. You know what I'm saying? And all it takes is one person to be like, oh, I like that. Or all it takes is for one person's kid to like that. Like another one of our friends, his name is Ron Bass. He did something for y'all know who June Ambrosia is?
Yes.
Okay, so she styles for Beyonce, right? He painted on some clothes for June Ambrosia. June Ambrosia was around Beyonce and Jay-Z. They liked it, and then they wanted some stuff.
Go ahead.
So he did something for Blue Ivy when she was a kid. Because they loved it, now they I want hats. He was selling fitted hats for $400, $500, selling out. You get what I'm saying? So all it takes is one. You know what I'm saying? So don't put yourself in a box. Believe in yourself, and sky's the limit.
I like that you say that. As an artist, me trying to jump out of the box with things and continue and get better. I say that too. I say if I could do one, I could do a ton. Yep. So when you said that, it just hit me. I just had to put 2 cents here. The word you gave was good. So like I'm just happy to be here with y'all for this. Like my artistry is basically from my emotions, but it's just hobby, So just meeting all of you. It's like, this, I'm sitting here feeling like, okay, this is me. And,
yeah, this is where you belong.
And I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but the purpose part, like, I'm struggling to find my purpose with art. Like when people say, what do you like to paint? I'm like, I don't know. I really go for everything. I really,
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's your purpose. Get the emotion out. Don't. So I'm sorry. When it comes to art, I could talk all day, right? But so art is a thing. Is like it's everything, right? So don't let people put you in a box. You know what I mean? Like just because you painted the canvas, don't mean you can turn all those paintings now into NFTs and sell it that way. You could make a book or a coloring book. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a million ways that you can make
joints to Redbubble, and it will turn it into anything you want: a journal, a notepad, a tote, a mouse pad, a pen. Redbubble, okay? That's where I put my art, and I'm a fake artist. Like I do stuff.
You're a real artist.
That was nice,
right?
Yeah.
That was nice.
I mean, like y'all, I feel like y'all are real artists. So wait, I want to run it back because people are listening and people need to learn. Patrice, when you are pricing your art, how do you price your art, and what gives you the confidence to put that number on it?
Well, that's the thing. I learned after the show, and people come in, like, mainly, family will be real with you. My mom was like, you sold a lot. You did great. But did you not value yourself when you did this? And I'm like, what you mean? She was like, all the work that you put into this, why did you not charge more? Mm-hmm. And I was like, because to me, it started as a hobby, right? And I'm like, it was just me doing my hobby, and it was just something that I needed to release. I'm like, I got to get this and put this, because if it's not poetry, it's painting. I need to put this somewhere. Right. So it ended up being canvas. And so she was like, but still, know your value, know your worth.
Yes.
She was like, so at this point going forward, act as such. Know your value, know your worth. Mm-hmm. Don't underprice yourself. Don't devalue yourself. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. And because
keep going.
I'm sorry. I have this one particular piece that's a wood piece that literally I cut by hand, wood canvas and everything, and I priced it at $300. My mom, what are you doing?
$3,000.
It's sold. She was like, you could have sold that painting for twice as much. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, okay, well. So yes, listening to you guys and hearing it and other people in my ear, it all.
Okay,
if you build it, they will come.
They will come. And in the words of Fat Joe, yesterday's prices are not today's prices. The art is up at Skyloft. Like, run it back. Like, we need to put we need to put some extra on whatever number was there before the art show, right? Like, and these things that I feel like we need to continue to remind each other of and support each other in that way, because like you said, if you weren't here, you would have been like, well, my family loves me. Mm-hmm. But if people are going to pay it, people are going to pay it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'll comment that your audience will find you, right? So if you put $25 on something, the $25 people come out, and the $10,000 people ain't even going to blink. Like, take a second look. Yeah. But you put $20,000 on something, everybody's going to stop and look. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And then, like you were talking about affordability,
right?
Not everybody can afford that, but if it's appreciated by the audience who can afford that, your audience will find you, and that's what happens. That one person sees it, and then it proliferates from there because you have set the value and you have set the bar.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always, if you can do that $20,000 one, then you can always take care of us little folk.
Listen, create prints, create the prints. Keep the original. I'm telling you,
the key is the prints. You can resell 1,000 prints for $300 and keep your original.
Yep.
And always hold on to that original.
Way to generate or produce prints. How have you all did it in the past, or how would you suggest someone get started if they wanted to start printing their work?
Get a good camera. The cheapest way would be to get a good camera on a cloudy day. Take a picture with no flash, right? get an editing tool like Photoshop just to square it up, and then take it to a high res print shop, and then you can go from there. There's a website called CG Pro Prints who does really pretty good prints. There's some other ones that what I'll do is I'll research some like professional ones, and I'll send it to Chap, and then Chap if you could send it to everybody.
Of course.
I don't want to say it online because then people will be looking like, wait, they only paying for that.
Right.
But again, that's how you build up your original. So if you're saying one piece went for 300, if you say, I'm gonna do limited prints of this joint, and they're gonna be $100 a piece, and then you sell, and say you do 30 of them, and then you sell all of them, then you done made your money without breaking a sweat, and then you get to keep the originals. And then when people be like, oh, well, she only did 30 prints this time, so then the next time you do it, it creates a demand. Like, oh, so she doing signed prints, limited edition. It's the second run of them. She might not do it again. That'll drive your costs up, create the supply and demand, and then you still get to keep your original. Tell your husband he just might have to get you a storage unit or something, and just tell him he's for the kids.
Yeah.
I guess
Y'all taking notes?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Patrice. I was being funny talking about y'all taking notes because I feel like this is games, right?
It is. But some of my art is not. I guess I can't. It's not. I can't make it into a print because it's 3D art. So how would I go about doing that? Because it's like, it's like up off the canvas, like blocks and like shapes and stuff like that.
Now that might have to invest in a 3D printer. That I don't know. I would have to see it, but it's a way. You know what I mean? Whether you make a mold or a 3D printer, and then if you get into that kind of stuff, okay.
Oh, okay.
I have a 3D printer. I experiment with things over here. I have a T-shirt machine. 3D printer. It was only about $250. Micro Center.
Yeah.
Go check them out. They're on display. They're hot. I like to make Eiffel Towers, candle holders, weed grinders. They my number one sell. Actually.
I believe it. Listen,
like, and this is the number one thing. You being a creative that you are, you can sculpt your own thing and print it out on a 3D printer. So now you have your own original sculpture. So look into
those
that.
Vinyl toys. I don't know if y'all seen those vinyl toys.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Like the cars toys and the Jeff Koons balloons, the little balloon dog. They making millions off that stuff. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a market for everything. We just gotta
everything.
We gotta. I'm gonna give y'all that. It's a book called Art and Fear, right? I think that all y'all should go get it. If you're an artist, I think you should read this book.
What's the name of it? I'm gonna type that in.
Art and Fear. I'm gonna post
Art and Fear. I'm gonna give y'all one that I'm actually reading right now too. For that title, it reminds me of it. I'm reading something called "Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway."
Okay.
And that helped me break a lot of chains. I feel like I grew in just the whole entire summer, and I used to be shy to talk to people like how I am now. Like I've been fighting myself, like feel the fear and do it anyway. That actually goes in my mind before I do something, and that's how I grow. So
yeah, true.
Yeah, yes, it's a great book. Great book. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. You said Art and Fear.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that title.
Yep.
Okay. My book is actually in my office. I would have held it up, but I only had this one. I just came in today. Yes.
No, the
book readers.
Reading
I like that.
Folks.
Because problems aren't new. You know what I mean? We repeat stuff.
Right.
Humans, even smart as we is, we still repeating history. You know what I mean? So
you always say history doesn't necessarily repeat itself, but it always rhymes.
Yeah. So we just gotta get in them books and just think outside the box. That's what art is about. Think outside the box. We all creatives. You know what I mean? We just gotta get creative with whether it be marketing and this stuff I gotta work on too. Like I don't like talking. I hate making videos and I just want to create. And that's it. I'd rather sit in my house and I just look at it and or do a show here and there. But you know, you just gotta get outside the box, think outside the box, and then act. That's all.
Right. So, Rex, with that being said, if y'all are tattoo artists, I feel like every time someone is okay with you all doing like a time lapse of a tattoo, you should just be recording that and doing a time lapse of a tattoo for your YouTube channel. Like, people love that stuff. Do you know how many tattoo artists I follow just to see like the craftsmanship and the art? But if it's a YouTube channel, that you can monetize that.
I was just going to say that, yeah, that's another stream of income, doing what you're already doing, because I think it's if you have 1,000 followers, you got 4,000 hours of content, then with YouTube, you can, through the YouTube paid partnership, that qualifies you to get monetized. Now, every time somebody's watching your videos, you're monetized. Mm-hmm. On top of other programs like Twitch, like people that follow you on Twitch, all the other streaming venues you can use, and then what happens is with TikTok is unique in that you don't have to be a subscriber to get information about content, right? So let's say you have the Twitch, you have the YouTube, you have Facebook Live, everything. You start putting the videos together and then use TikTok and you like edit a little video of something. Like, so if I look at tattoos all day long, then TikTok will say, hey, look at Rags. This might be something you're interested in. And now you're getting exposure. So TikTok is like the new commercial for streaming, right? But yeah, and then use a TikTok video to point back to meet new viewers and point them back to your existing accounts that are monetized. Yeah, man.
Now that will be.
I tell my sons that all the time, man. I'm like, look, if they're gaming, they're streaming, because eventually we'll have enough content, enough views, they'll be getting paid to game, and that's just extra income.
Yeah, that's smart.
I tell my kids that.
And so on IG, their commercials would be the reels, and you want to make sure those are 7 to 15 seconds. Like, don't do it any longer, because
he's IG pro, man. Telling you.
And IG changes constantly and consistently. Right. But for now, reels is their latest little feature, and that's what they're running on. That's their little commercials. I did 1 reel a day for 2 weeks, and I gained 273 followers. Listen, it's like, just be consistent as long as you can. Like, my goal was 3 a day. I only hit that like twice. I'm gonna be real with y'all. But when I was consistent was 1 reel a day for 2 weeks and over 200 followers. So knowing what, you know what I mean, the whatever social media you're using, knowing how to use that to your benefit, and just kind of work it into what you do now. If you know anything about me, I'm always in the community. So I go live. Like, I'm not about to re-edit this video and chop it up and make it nice. The same way we're talking now is what you're going to get on my Instagram. Like, no mistakes are made. Everything that needs to be said will be said, and that's what's going to be. You know what I mean? So just fall into it. You know what is it? Feel the fear and do it anyway. All right?
That's right. And this is really encouraging space, man. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give a shout out real quick to Rocky Xavier, one of my guys I met networking on the HBO set. This guy's hitting me up right now, talking about we need to go up to New York and visit Rock Nation with some ideas we have, and so I just wanted to share that and shout out to Rock. Rock, thanks, bro. We really like. You gotta give yourself value. And in spite of yourself, right? Like I do, Quida will tell you, like she does the same thing. We out here doing everything for free, and people will let you, man. But we have so much value and so much to give, and it feels, it's fulfilling when you can be recognized for that and compensated for that. And so, like for me, some things are coming to fruition where I'm getting compromised in different ways, or being sustainable for the things I do for free, but other things are coming my way where it's been sustainable lately, and it's definitely value in what I do, and it's definitely value in what you guys do, and if you don't take anything else away from that tonight, just reevaluate your own value and the things that you create and the ideas you propel forward, because they are actually invaluable. You know, they will resonate and ripple and just move forward with the people you have relationships with, and like I said, when people ask me on job interviews how much I make an hour, I'm like $1 million an hour. You can't afford me, but I'm willing to work with you, But you guys, man, like just infinite value. So just believe that because it's true, and then you can reevaluate your customer and your product and all those things. But I don't even like to use that language for what you guys are doing because you guys is unique. You're not creating like a service or a beverage or something like that. It's truly like it's art, and so really art has infinite value.
I like
So,
that.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does. So for new artists, for artists that are afraid to put themselves out there, that are just getting started, Patrice, I'll start with you. Do you have any advice for a new artist? It's like, oh my God, so I could do a art show at Skyloft. Like I know where that is. I could make that happen. What else could you suggest to them, or would you what kind of advice would you give to any new artist?
The only person holding you back is yourself.
Oh.
Because if that was me, I'm like, I don't know. They never, and I was trying to find every excuse not to do it because it was my emotions on canvas, and I'm like, well, if you don't like it, this is me. I don't know, and I'm like, you know what I got to lose? I'm gonna do it, and I did it, and it was a huge leap of faith, and it paid off. So the only person holding me back was myself.
Amen.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. And so, Rebel, what advice would you say? Would you give a new artist if they were like, I want to get started, but I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go.
I think I could tell a new artist that just go with the flow. For the fact that I've touched so many avenues with painting, then I started creating like what I call like wall decor. Just go with the flow of things. And like I said, if you could create one, you could create a ton. Just continue to go. Don't stop. Don't hold yourself back. Definitely that's what I tell myself all the time. I just don't stop. Slow progress is still progress. So if you feel like you're stuck, you need some thinking time, because sometimes as an artist, we need time to think. I do, and it just works. It works. It'll flow. You just can't give up on yourself. So any new artist, I will always say, do not give up on yourself. Reevaluate so that you could evolve into what you're trying to grow into.
Awesome.
That's all I have to say.
Aces, I want to comment as the audience, as someone who appreciates art and music and literature and people expressing themselves. I would say be honest with yourself because we can tell when you're not. Mm-hmm. So that's all I have to say is just be honest.
Mm-hmm. And now before I go to Rags and Ace, I would say recognize the greatness in yourself. Like for a long time, I would create things digitally. I'm designing tiny homes. I'm sketching what the inside looks like. And people had to tell me I was an artist. Like I didn't recognize that in me. They're like, did you do that yourself? Did you draw that? I'm like, yeah, but I've been doing that since I was a kid. And to me, it still looks very much like what I did as a kid. So to me, it didn't evolve. It's not any better, but in all actuality, it actually is. And you're like, so are you going to sell these? Are you going to build it? I'm like, I built it. I never thought about selling it. And it's like we have to keep those people around us and make sure that we keep them, close to us and near and dear to us, because sometimes we don't recognize our own greatness. And, all we need is a little bit of our tribe, a little bit of water or some other beverage, and we are good to go. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Al, Steve, what's up? Okay, so I went to high school with him, y'all. I don't even know how to down the channel. All right, so back to Rags and
when I was a little bit. But honestly, I would say for beginning artists, consistency is key, if you ask me. Because for years, for years, even as far as tattooing. I've been tattooing for 14 years professionally, about 8 years. But those first 4 years were pretty rough for me. But just staying consistent and really just following through. But just the consistency of doing artwork each and every day that it's to the point now where I could cut my Instagram off and still stay busy for my entire career because I've been tattooing for so long. I would definitely say consistency is the key, and
That's good advice.
not take it so serious and have fun with the artwork as well. Because lots of times for me, I get a mental block because I want to be so perfect when I should just express myself more like Rebel and just put your emotions on that canvas.
Right.
And people actually can relate to that a lot more. Like how Chap saying, just being real with yourself. Like people connect more with. You got a greater connection. You can feel that it's authentic.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think everything everybody said was right on point. I would just add comparison is a thief of joy. You can only be you. There's only one you. You can't be anything that you're not. Just be you. If you build it, people will come. There's going to be somebody who will appreciate what you have to bring and cater to those people, which is really catering to yourself. The other thing would be, as a man thinketh, if you think that you can, you can. If you think that you can't, then you won't. And like A said, consistency, you gotta put your 10,000 hours in. Once you put the 10,000 hours in, you start to become like, oh, I'm getting better at this. The more you do it, the better you'll be. The more comfortable you be. I know in school I couldn't paint hands, I couldn't draw hands, couldn't draw feet, and I was like, I'm just not gonna do it. Mm-hmm. And then the more I did it, my teacher was like, well, look, I'm gonna fail you unless you gotta give me 100 hands. So then I just became a professional hand drawer for that semester. But the things that you're not comfortable with, just do it. Put your 10,000 hours in and just believe in yourself and have fun. That's why we doing it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes the business part of it can get in the way, but just have fun. If you're having fun, everything else will work out.
Man.
That's a really good point. And shout out to Rags with all the one-liners. Okay, like
I'm about to go back and rewatch and take so many notes. Man, this is awesome. Oh my god. Yeah, you guys are all like giving such good feedback and so much good information for maybe people who don't have a source giving them this information, or they don't have a peer in what they're doing to even like ask the questions or ask the questions they want to ask or get the direction they need to get. This is like really, really good information. And as just again, as an audience, as someone who appreciates the art, my art's a little different. Like I'm an artist. I feel like I'm an artist in relationships. I moved through Baltimore City as a white boy very smoothly. I blend into many communities, whether it's Latino or Muslim or any of these spaces. So that's kind of my art. But as someone who appreciates the traditional art, man, I have so much insight now and so much depth and appreciation just from this conversation today. And next time I see somebody's work, it's like it has so much more value because you guys added value to it through sharing your insights. So thank you. And the next person I buy art from is going to thank you too.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
This is great, man.
Do y'all have any shows or features or anything coming up that you can plug or promo? Anybody?
Not right now. I'm working on some stuff. I'm working on some stuff.
Where's your shop?
It's on 25th Street. So
you gotta go to his Instagram chat.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
It's actually
shout it out here.
Okay, so it's actually in Mr. Jackie's, one of Mr. Jackie's buildings. But my Instagram is @Ragsman, RAGGSMAN. And anybody got any questions, you can DM, or I think my phone number's on there. But if you want to book a session, you can book a session there as well.
Excellent.
I'm gonna drop my Instagram on it, so I can drop those in the chat.
Yeah, let's go. Go ahead and tell it to me.
All right. Just AceBoog _BR. ACEBOOG _ and then BR.
How's that look?
Facebook.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome.
And y'all got Tammy so that y'all can hit up Tammy, aka Rebel, on her Instagram. We have Patrice as well, and her work is available right now at Skyloft. Go ahead and pick it up.
Hello.
Patrice, go ahead and change some prices because you already know yesterday's prices are not today's prices, sis. Like, we've had an art show, okay? Put some tax on it, all right? Like,
I got it. If I ain't take nothing else from today, I got it.
okay. And then I love the great idea of just like taking a picture of your own artwork and producing it, and then producing limited prints. Like, you're creating your own demand. So many gems were dropped. So if you are a new artist or you are looking for ways to promote yourself, I would suggest rewatching this. This will be on the YouTubes and the Facebooks, so that you can find it later on. And I would love to have you guys back. I think that we should continue this conversation. I think folks need to go ahead and pick up some of these books that we talked about, and we need to get some feedback and continue the conversation.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
I'm willing to come back. Definitely.
That's right. That's right.
This was awesome.
I like
All
it. Love it.
Real quick before we hop off, guys, I want to say thank you to everyone on the show for your insight, your input. Your time is valuable, and you gave it to us for free to support the community and support the art community, as well as the show. So thank you guys so much. Patrice, Tammy, Aces, Rags, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir. This Saturday, of course, we got the cleanup in the morning, 8 to 10 at 12 North Fremont. But at 10 o'clock, we're gonna cut it off early, and we're gonna go over to Avenue Market, 1700 Pensy Ave, and we're gonna have a little church. We got a gospel sing along. We got some people coming down to speak, pour some love into the community, and just praise God together, man. So I just want to put that out there. Anyone is welcome to come down. If you think you can sing, it's my show. So talk to me in the mic. So appreciate you guys very much. Any last words, Quida? Huh?
Is it only singing? I heard Patrice say that she's a poet, not that I'm volunteering.
No. I mean, no. Let's talk to Lou, because no, it's not just singing. Definitely singing. That's the main event, because we want to get some singing and praising going on. But we got a couple speakers, and absolutely, if you got some spoken word you want to deliver, you got a message you need to express, let's talk about it.
And how do people get in touch with you or follow up so that they can put themselves out there?
Shoot, Be More Chap 78 on Instagram. And if you don't got my number, then where you been at? Because everybody in Baltimore has my number. So.
Rebel, did you want to?
So, yep. You can also reach out to blackusa.news. Donnie will get your information to me. But, yeah, definitely just come on down. Just come on down. It ain't that serious. We ain't got to schedule your interview, nobody. Come on down and come hang out with us.
Thanks for coming out, folks. God bless and good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
You're so very welcome, and we'll be back next Monday at 7.